People voted for Donald Trump under the impression that they were going to get lower prices. We were going to make America a strong place and do common sense things. Well, right now, as the stock market takes a hit, we're in recession talks. Republicans are more focused on things like this. Republicans in Minnesota have introduced a bill today, as I'm recording this, to make Trump derangement syndrome a mental illness. Now, as somebody who's very passionate about mental illness myself, there's several layers here. First of all, it's disgusting, and we're going to read some of the text from the bill. But furthermore, what are we doing as a country when our elected officials are taking time to do things like this? So again, we can read a little bit about this. Republicans, Minnesota state senators are set to introduce a bill tomorrow. That would be Monday, the March 17th, as I'm recording this, that would classify Trump derangement syndrome, or TDS, which they define as a, quote, acute onset of paranoia regarding the presidencies of Donald Trump as a mental illness, according to state documents. And so, again, obviously, like Republicans consistently use this, the idea of Trump derangement syndrome, to essentially not be required to have any political discourse and continue to normalize the crazy shit they do. So again, when Donald Trump is saying, for example, abhorrent things about the LGBTQ plus community or minorities, or bragging about sexually abusing women, they can look at people who are yelling at them and saying, this is gross, this is disgusting, and say, you just have Trump derangement syndrome. You're just crazy. You're just insane. Weaponize essentially mental health to continue to normalize the crazy things they do, and make sure that people who are actually giving legitimate concerns about the current president of the United States are shut down. It's insane. It's genuinely sickening. And again, there's full text of this. If we go, this is the medicine subreddit, actually. And the thing about looking at places like Reddit or Facebook is, again, I'm saying that Republicans are out of touch, but you don't have to take my word for it. Again, we can read some of these comments from today, either in This Is Medicine on Reddit or r/politics. The first comment, the most liked comment: what in the name of everything, what in the name of everything holy is this fucking nonsense? Yes, it won't pass, but my God, we have just totally jumped the shark. Using TDS to refer to Trump critics as opposed to Trump fans is the ultimate irony. The Soviets weaponized psychiatry against political dissidents. And again, we have like actual medical professionals talking about the text of this bill, and how, from a medical professional standpoint, what I'm kind of gathering from these Reddits is that it doesn't really make any sense there's no legitimacy here, obviously, but also, again, because of Minnesota state law and a lot of states around the country and their state laws around mental illness, they could use this, if it were to pass, to try to, for example, involuntarily have people sent to the hospital under the guise that they're having, they need help mental health wise. And that is gross, it's disgusting, it's terrible. Now, the odds that this pass are low because the Minnesota State Senate is split very, very evenly, and so they probably won't have the votes, which is a good thing. But again, the idea that we're even having these conversations as a community when there is genuinely people suffering with mental health. I've talked a little bit about my past relating to mental health. I was diagnosed with OCD, ADHD at a young age. But when I started TikTok and social media, I was actually in an outpatient program for depression for several weeks, right? And those are hard things, right? Like, life is a generally hard thing, especially in the current political atmosphere, which, remember, you're allowed to take a break from all this nonsense of news when you need to, please do. But again, it's gross that we have people who are claiming to be helping us, writing laws around mental health and trying to help people, and doing this. It's disgusting. And so again, you can see how people are reacting to this. God, how do I become a politician? Because sitting around and doing whatever the hell this is the result of, I'm sorry, I think this person mistyped, but essentially saying, like, how do I become a politician? I don't have to do anything. Like, I can just fuck around and do whatever I want. I think on a broader scale for Republicans, again, this plays into the idea that, like, you need to suck up to Trump at any level. Like, I don't know these state officials themselves, but again, if you're looking for any type of political office, whether it's local, on a state level, on a federal level, you essentially have to get on your knees for Donald Trump. I hate to say it like that, but it's the truth. Again, Donald Trump will come down to your county or your area in a state and say, I love you, as long as you have the picture of him in his bio, in your Twitter bio, in your Twitter header, and you claim that you introduced bills of Trump derangement syndrome. It's all about Trump. It's all about get in line and do whatever you can to get to the top and screw over the American people. It's incredibly entirely disgraceful. And again, my question to Trump supporters will always continue to be, again, if Donald Trump claimed, I'm going to lower prices on day one, if we elect Kamala Harris, he said this so many times in the lead up to the election, if we elect Kamala Harris, we're going to see a stock market crash. She's going to ruin everything. This is from the New York Times. I'm sure all of you know if you have a 401k. The only thing crashing right now is not prices for at the grocery. It's everybody's 401k. Stocks tumble into correction as investors sour on Trump. The S&P 500 is now more than 10% below its last record high, a line in the sand for investors worried about a sell-off gathering steam. So again, like Trump starts introducing these tariffs and the market is reacting really poorly. We're pretty deep right now in conversations around, oh my God, are we going to have a recession? And so my positioning to Republicans is always this: why is it acceptable to you that these individuals lie to you? That's my question. Like, even if you still like Trump, why is it acceptable that he told you for months that he was going to lower prices? You don't deserve to live in this economy. They're so stupid. They don't know what they're doing, and inflation's out of control, and I'm going to fix it. And none of those things are happening, and it's been over a month. Why is it okay that he lied to you? He said he was going to have the Ukraine war over within 24 hours. Well, we're well past 24 hours. That hasn't happened. And they're always going to pivot to like, well, give him some time. No, why is it okay that our elected officials are lying to us? Why is it okay at any level, even if you're a Republican, that people who are elected to office are doing this and making a mockery of actual mental illness and the struggles that people go through? And on top of that, again, people in state legislature who are supposed to be working for you and doing shit like this. We see, examples like this. Obviously, this is Minnesota, but in Texas, I just made my last video on the fact they're introducing bills to ban furries in school. Just, again, complete nonsense. So whether you're a Republican or a Democrat, just as a society, we need to agree that this is an unacceptable way for our elected officials to act, right? If this was Democrats doing fucking nonsense like this, I'd be up here upset, because again, we deserve elected officials who will actually work for us, and these individuals are not them. Listen, if you enjoyed this video, you can let me know down below. The links to all my other social media is in the description. I often debate Trump supporters on TikTok. I'll also debate and go live here on YouTube. If you want to hit subscribe down below and follow me on TikTok, it would mean a lot. Also, Twitter, Snapchat, all the good stuff, you can check it out down below. And also, again, relating to mental health specifically, I hope all of you know that you're loved, and I'm very, very, very proud of you. I know that this is a hard time for a lot of reasons, and life in general, aside from politics, is just a hard thing, right? Life is a hard thing, and I want you to know that you should be proud of yourself, because every single day it's hard, and so many of you are way too hard on yourself. So please take it one day at a time. Be proud of yourself. There's a lot of people out there who love you, and if you ever need help, there are resources to use. And like I said, I've been in a place in a pretty long mental health journey where I want you to know that, like, on social media, it appears that everyone's so like put together. Don't compare yourself to people, right? It's pretty cool that I'm up here like recording and doing all this, and you're gonna think watching this that I have my whole life together. But again, we all have our own struggles. We all go through our own things. So don't be so hard on yourself. And my DMs are always open. All right, I appreciate you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Make sure you subscribe. Appreciate it.